The morning sun streamed through the tall glass windows of the corporate lobby, turning polished marble floors into sheets of gold. Most people walked in thinking of routine meetings, emails, and deadlines. But for Amara Velasquez, a quiet 21-year-old intern, this would be the day her life began to change. Amara was shy by nature. She kept her head low, her voice soft, and often blended into the background. Her job was simple: help with paperwork, organize files, run errands, and sometimes cover the reception desk. To others, it was a forgettable position. To her, it was everything, her first step into a world that always felt too big. What most people never knew was that Amara carried a hidden strength. She had grown up helping her younger brother, Mateo, who had been born deaf. She learned sign language not as a hobby, but as an act of love, translating at school, in hospitals, even with strangers who didn't understand him. For years, she had been his voice. But at the office, it was a secret part of her life, tucked quietly inside. That morning, she had been asked to cover the reception desk. Her hands trembled slightly on the keyboard, eyes darting nervously toward the revolving doors. Then, a man stepped in. His clothes were simple, his posture weary but dignified. He clutched a notepad, and when he approached, he tried to speak, but the words came broken, strained. Amara recognized it instantly. He was deaf. Her heart skipped, but instinct moved faster than fear. She raised her hands and signed, "Hello, how can I help you?" The man's eyes lit up with relief. His hands moved quickly, grateful, flowing in the language most ignored. He explained that he had come to deliver documents but didn't know where to go. Amara guided him with patience and calm, even writing a small note to help him navigate the elevators. For the first time in weeks, she didn't feel invisible. She was someone's bridge, someone's voice. What she didn't realize was that someone else had been watching. Across the lobby, by the tall glass windows, stood Adrian Kessler, the CEO of the company. Known for his sharp suits and sharper mind, Adrian was rarely in the lobby at all. But that morning, his eyes had caught the scene. A shy intern speaking a language almost no one in his office understood, showing kindness that could easily have gone unnoticed. For a man who usually measured moments by profit and efficiency, he found himself unexpectedly silent. Amara thought it was just another quiet act, soon forgotten. But Adrian had noticed. Later that afternoon, as she typed carefully at her desk in the intern cubicle, she felt a shadow fall across her workspace. Looking up, her heart nearly stopped. Adrian Kessler himself was standing there. His presence was like a storm in a still room. She froze, hands stiff on the keyboard. He asked softly, "That language you used earlier, where did you learn it?" Her voice trembled as she explained about Mateo, about learning sign language out of necessity, not for attention but for love. Adrian listened, his usual corporate edge softened. Then he nodded, and quietly shared something personal. His late mother had lost much of her hearing in her final years. He admitted he had always wished he could have spoken with her more fully. "What you did today," he told Amara, "was more than kind. It was powerful." From that moment, Amara's world began to shift. Adrian started involving her in projects far beyond her internship task. He asked her to help design accessibility initiatives for the company. Soon, sign language workshops were introduced for staff. Policies were improved for clients and employees with hearing impairment. All of it began because of one young woman who thought nobody was watching when she chose to help. The weeks passed, and Amara's confidence started to bloom. She was still quiet, still gentle, but no longer invisible. She had found her place, not by forcing herself to be louder, but by letting her kindness speak in its own language. And somewhere inside Adrian Kessler, the image stayed with him, the shy intern greeting a stranger with gentle hands. For a man who led with numbers and deadlines, it was a reminder that true leadership isn't measured by power or profit, but by humanity. So if this story touched your heart, take a moment right now. Like this video, share it with someone who believes kindness still matters, and subscribe to channel because stories like Amara's remind us of something simple, yet powerful. Even the quietest voices can spark the loudest change.